Good morning. Every day is a great day to be a Houstonian, and every day I'm honored to be the mayor of this great city. And today is a special day because we get to recognize and celebrate the marathon. And Chevron, we can't thank you enough. It's become a signature event for our city. People come from all over the world to participate and view it, and we could spend the morning talking about the impact that it's had economically. It unites our community. There are just so many things you can say about the Chevron Marathon. And as we prepare for winter weather, the Chevron Marathon must go on. So I would ask everyone to certainly dress appropriately, be smart. If you see something, say something. But certainly as we prepare for this signature event that for years has proven itself, we also have safety on our mind. And I have comprised the best safety team in America. Safety not only from the elements, natural elements, Mother Nature, the weather, but also safety in regards to law and order and public safety, and allow people to enjoy themselves and know that we've done everything possible in Houston, Texas to put on a safe event. We have collaboration from many agencies, law enforcement, including the DPS, who have troopers along the route. And I can't say enough about our police chief, Diaz, our fire chief, Munoz, Ron Mason, out at the emergency center that'll be looking at the elements, making sure that people have the safeguards that they need, Homeland Security, Chief Satterwhite. We have the agent in charge of the FBI, Mr. Williams. Thank you for being here. So we have really done everything to prepare for this signature event. As I have this team present, and we are discussing the weather, I want to address for a moment that we're doing everything as a city to prepare for this weather that's moving in probably Sunday night. Sunday night at 6 p.m. we'll give an update at the emergency center, getting the best in real information, current information from the National Weather Services. We'll have 10 warming centers opened across Houston at 6 o'clock Sunday night to provide shelter and a warming center for any Houstonian that needs to get out of these weathers. Obviously, we'll be challenged to work with those that refuse to come in out of the weather, but that's the reason I have such an excellent team. We have to be diligent. We need to have fun on Sunday, but then we will immediately shift into the focus of the weather that we're going to have to deal with. Wade, I can't thank you enough for the success of your committee, and I'll answer any questions involving the city participation in either the marathon or in our preparation for our weather. We're in constant touch with the National Weather Service. We have an excellent team. We've been doing it for the last 2 weeks. No one seeking shelter in the last 2 weeks did not have a place. So any questions as we go back to celebrating the signature event? Yes, Abby. Yeah. Well, it's never been a factor in our preparation. The Turner administration and council made it a policy in 2020 that it had to be 24 degrees. We have never been governed by that. It was brought to our attention by our critics, but the truth of the matter is we go nonstop. We've got the best team working on the homeless issue. When weather enters the picture, it just makes us double down. So anyone that needs a shelter gets a shelter, and quite frankly, those that refuse, we're doing everything we can within the law and our training to persuade them to seek shelter, and it's been very successful. We do not govern ourselves by what other people have done. That was on the books since 2020. The city went by that. We've had shelters open long before that issue was brought up. 2020 is just a date that the city adopted a 24-degree threshold. We're way ahead of previous practices. So obviously, any 3 council members through the ordinance referendum can bring something to the council, but quite frankly, I just want to get the job done. We're not regulated by previous rules that are very arbitrary. We deal with human needs, and I've got the best team in America, starting with Chief Satterwhite, Munoz, Diaz, Brian, myself. We work around the clock. We'll be in the emergency center all weekend. We're not paying any attention to any previous threshold. We're concerned about human beings. And while I've also got your attention, let me just let you know, I've already contacted the Kansas City mayor this morning and accepted his wager. He wants to bet some barbecue who's going to win. I told him not only do I match him, but I raise his bet by throwing in some Irma original Mexican food. And I also told him don't set his table, because that's why you play the game. I told him I have a lot to deal with, but we will enjoy the game, and we'll let Kansas City know they're in for a fight. So it's a great day for us to come together. I would ask everyone to care for their fellow Houstonian, the weather, the safety factors, and let's celebrate what a great city we have. Wade, I'm ready to turn it over to you, unless any of my first responders have something that we need to emphasize. And we will speak to our Spanish-speaking friends and residents before we leave the podium. Wade, you want to come forward? Thank you all for being here. This is something to be excited about. Dress properly, and I'll see you all over there about 5:45 Sunday morning.
We can't thank you enough, Mayor. We know you have a job to do 365 days a year, and we have this weekend, and all the focus and attention that you give to us, we can't be more appreciative. Obviously, the public safety for an event of this magnitude requires a lot of planning. We meet year-round with these folks, and we have for the past 15 years, planning for a variety of challenges that we see on race day. We've been through a lot over the last 15 years, and our committee and board of directors could not be more thankful for everybody here that support us. First, I was going to just pass it on to Chief Diaz to address the crowd about our plans for Sunday. Just a brief statement. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for having me, Mayor. Thank you for the kind words. This police department already has done it for the last 15 years, so they're ready. I want to congratulate the team working with Chevron on a daily basis to make sure that this is safe, to make sure that the runners finish. Hopefully they all finish, but know that we have partnered with the state police. They'll add 30 to 35 troopers along the routes, as well as air support during the flight, during the actual race. So it's an organization, a police department that's done it before, has done the heavy lifting. So we're prepared in every aspect. So we're ready to put this on and have a great day. The weather, only thing I'll add is if you're watching your family member or loved one run, please dress in layers, bundle up. Make sure that you have something warm around you or near you so that we don't have another weather-related emergency that we have to use a resource on someone on the sidelines watching the race. So thank you very much for having us, and it's going to be a great race. Thank you.
One thing, I got so excited about the marathon. Not only will we have the marathon Sunday, we'll have the MLK parades on Monday. So we'll be watching the elements as we go into Sunday evening and Monday. But I would encourage everyone to enjoy the coming together for the MLK parades on Sunday morning. Any other questions or comments? Wait, I'm ready to let my team go back to work.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
So much.
Y'all, thank y'all. You got anything? No.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Well, next I'd like to bring up.
One last question.
Yes, sir.
I'd like my staff to speak to our Spanish-speaking residents about the safety and the enjoyment of the Chevron parade. Chevron Marathon.
Vamos a dar un resumen breve en español. El alcalde y todo el equipo de las agencias policíacas que vieron aquí, que quieren asegurar a todos los miembros de nuestra comunidad que tenemos toda la seguridad en lugar, en orden, y que todo está preparado para que no solo el maratón del domingo, pero también el MLK Parade, que va a ser el lunes, que todos esos eventos públicos se van a llevar a cabo con máxima seguridad, y que todas nuestras agencias están trabajando juntas para asegurar que no solo nos mantendremos seguros de cualquier amenaza, pero también del clima, que sabemos que va a estar muy frío empezando el domingo. El alcalde quiere asegurarlos que no solo vamos a estar trabajando este fin de semana, pero también a partir del domingo vamos a tener una rueda de prensa con actualización acerca de cómo viene el clima, qué podemos esperar, pero sabemos que va a haber lluvia y también temperaturas muy bajas que pueden causar elementos peligrosos en las carreteras. Entonces, por favor, tengan eso en mente. Y si vienen al maratón el domingo a ver a sus familiares, por favor, abríguense con la ropa adecuada para que no tengamos que utilizar nuestros servicios de emergencia para asuntos relacionados con el clima y podamos enfocarnos en el maratón. También quiere que sepan todos que vamos a abrir 10 centros de calentamiento a partir del domingo a las 6, y estos 10 centros de calentamiento tendrán comida, agua y también jaulas para sus mascotas. Estos lugares vamos a tenerlos en nuestra página de web, y vamos a estar seguros de dárselos a los medios de comunicación para que todos sepan dónde ir si necesitan un lugar caliente. Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you again for all the city's support. We couldn't do it without you. At this time, I'd like to introduce our medical director, Lars Thestrup, talk a little bit about race day. While the weather is looking like it's going to get rather chilly on Sunday night, Monday, and Tuesday, currently Sunday morning's looking pretty good for runners. So let's welcome Dr. Thestrup to address a few items with the cold and other health concerns and preparations.
Thank you, Wade. Good morning. First, I'd like to start off by thanking Chevron for their support of the full marathon and Aramco for their support of the half marathon. Also like to thank our public safety partners and the mayor for their support of this race. We work with them year-round to ensure we have a safe race for our runners, and that includes tabletops and meetings, and that relationship's absolutely crucial for our success. So thank you. As some of you may know, the medical operations for the marathon is quite extensive. We have 22 aid stations on the course that are able to take care of a variety of medical problems, including hypothermia and hyperthermia. We also have 25 bike teams that will be roaming the course, as well as we create an emergency room in the GRB every single year with some ancillary services. And that includes podiatry, minor medical care, massage, medical massage. We have even a critical care area if it's needed. We've had a partnership with Herman now for 2 years, providing ECMO for those critical cases, cardiac cases that may or hopefully don't occur. And I believe we're the only race in the country that does this. But the backbone of our medical care really boils down to our volunteers. Every single physician, nurse, tech, massage therapist, paramedic, everybody who's volunteering this weekend is doing so out of their kindness of wanting to take care of our runners. Without them, none of this would be possible. On our course, we also have approximately 20 ambulances staffed by Acadian as well as the Houston Fire Department, and multiple medical gators, carts, whatnot to transport patients to the GRB. Now, in regards to the weather, it is looking like a cold race this year. Same as last year, but maybe a little colder. We're looking at a starting line temp of about 35 degrees with a wind chill possibly in the high 20s, low 30s, and the temperature getting to about the low mid 40s about early afternoon. We're also going to have a 10 to 15 mile per hour wind with gusts coming out of the north up to 25 miles per hour. So for our runners, a couple things to keep in mind. As you've heard, it's really important to layer. Layer, layer, layer. And don't discard your layers too early. Because when you take that turn at the 14-mile mark on the full or the 8.5-mile mark on the half, you're going to be running straight into the wind. So keep your layers so you can put them back on and stay warm. We're also going to have 5 warming buses on the course available to our runners if they need to heat up. Also, make sure you protect your extremities. Good set of gloves, a hat, good socks to keep yourself warm. And don't overlook hydration. You can still get dehydrated in this weather, so drink when you're thirsty. If you decide to stop running, we'll have SAG vans at every first aid station out there. So make your way to a first aid station. They're spaced out every 1.5 miles in the first 2/3 of the race and about every 3/4 miles on the last third of the race. And they're available to take you back to the GRB if needed. Also remember to listen to your body. If you start having chest pain, shortness of breath, or any sort of medical issue, stop and seek help. We have plenty of volunteers to help you. And then finally, most importantly, enjoy the day. It's actually going to be a beautiful day to be running through the streets of Houston. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. We are going to pause and get ready for the charity portion of the Run for a Reason program celebrating its 30th anniversary. We're going to pause while we get everybody situated in the room till the bottom of the hour here at 10:30. If you have any questions, you can speak with Cora, our manager of public relations. She can speak with you and answer any questions that you may have during this downtime. All right, thank you so much, and we'll be right back in about 5 minutes. Do you want to address it? Question was preparations in light of New Orleans. Thank you so much.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm sorry, you're concerned about what? Well, we're being very proactive. Obviously, we always know when there's a large coming together of the public, you want to do everything right. I've got the best team in America. We're collaborating with other agencies, and of course, we're not going to tell you everything we're doing, but I can assure you I've got the best professionals in America. We want everyone to know that we're going to have a safe event and going to have a lot of fun. Bring your families out. I'll be kicking it off at 5:45. Then I'll probably go by Memorial Park to cheer on some friends. So it's just a great day, and it's quite frankly a celebration. And Chevron gets so much credit with our other partners. I saw Ramco here a moment ago. This is really a Houston special event. We do a lot of events. We'll be going into the rodeo season shortly, where we'll have hundreds of thousands of people on NRG campus. So, you know, we do things right. We're prepared. I'm in my office some days 7/24. I don't leave town. I've got the best chiefs in America. I've got a lot of confidence in the FBI. You know, they want their actions to speak for themselves. So I don't see a problem. We've really crossed our T's and dotted our I's. The warming centers, we do that routinely. The team's been out on the street. We've got an HPD outreach team where we do our best to persuade people to go. You may read about someone that says he would go if he just had a place. I was on Market Square with the chief and his staff Saturday night at 10 o'clock trying to get homeless to go to the Fondy Center. We had a gentleman, we had his ride prepared, and when the ride got there, he chose not to go. We all know mental health plays a real unfortunate role in the homeless population, and we have plans to address that. But quite frankly, today is about the marathon, how we've done everything possible to get ready. It's going to have a huge impact on the morale of Houstonians. You know, people are really pumped to be a Houstonian right now. People are moving here in large numbers. I'm excited to be the mayor. I look forward to going to work every day, resolving some of the challenges that most major cities have. But we're ahead of so many cities in our preparation for safety, health, and welfare of our citizens and our guests. We want people to leave Houston and say, wow, they do it right. So with that said, I was trying to get my team back to work, but we're going to visit a little bit more with them. And certainly, Brian Mason in the Emergency Center is in constant touch with Centerpoint, ERCOT, our state officials, and everyone's obviously preparing and in terms of generation and power coming into the city. That's an ERCOT regulated matter. You know, depends on what day of the week it is, their reply, but today they're saying they've got sufficient power. It'll be a challenge. The state level, which I just left state government, has a lot of responsibility. As we grow as a state, and we're growing in every community across this state, we've got to do a better job of generation, renewables, transition of power, and it's just a great time to be in Houston and the state of Texas. And the key to it, and you could put it down as my middle name, collaboration with the county, the state, and our federal officials and these law enforcement agencies. I've got the best fire and police chief in America, and Brian Mason doesn't miss a beat out at the emergency center. So I think we need to get back to the celebration of the marathon. We've given everyone the most transparent preparation you've probably ever seen, and we will not rest till we complete the marathon. Then we'll move into Monday morning with the celebration of the MLK parades. We'll have a press availability with up-to-date news at 6 p.m. at the Emergency Center Sunday to let you know the best information we get from the National Weather Service. That's about everything that we're supposed to do. We're a great city. We're going to have great results, and I need to go back to work myself. Some might call this work. I call it why I ran for office, quite frankly, leadership. Wade, I'm ready to do the charity aspect. Yeah, we're fixing to talk about the real benefit of this marathon is we're going to help those that just need a lift. So thank you for what y'all do, and let's go forward.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll resume with the charity portion in just a moment. Thanks for your time.